Hey guys, good afternoon. We just finished up with games. I'm in a separate car from, I didn't even realize the radio was on. I'm in a separate car from Andres. He drove, so this morning I picked up Nin. She came, I'm kind of rotating family members to watch the girls. She came to watch everyone play, and we had a long day today. Emmy had to be at practice at the game at 8:30, and it's 1:30 and I'm just now getting home. So I left the house around 8, haven't been back since. So I wanted to catch up. Also, I ran into a subscriber at Autumn's soccer game, which was super cool. Hey Liz, if you're watching, thanks so much for saying hi. I love when you guys say hi, and especially if you see me like around the girls or you see me like cheering. I'm sure she thought I was nuts because I'm an active parent when it comes to, I probably am more of a sideline coach, but Autumn's coach in particular is actually very, he's very, I want to say muted, but he's not muted. He's just soft, very soft tone. He's a very soft spoken voice. That's what it is. And so he doesn't, he's very sweet. And it's just like, okay, you know, like kind of pats the kids and is like, okay, go ahead and go get the ball. And I'm like, get the ball, you know, so I probably would be a really great coach. I just don't know much about the actual games enough to coach little kids. I have been very active in the cheerleading though. I definitely have been helping run that and helping do a couple of the cheers, which is awesome because I was never a cheerleader, so trying to get 15 little girls to be cheerleaders is not my forte, but it's worked out fine. So I thought I would pop on and say hi. I know I'm super behind on vlogs. If you watched my knee injury, this is kind of a follow-up to that. It's been 1 week, so it's been 8 days since I hurt my knee, and I'm actually doing really, really good. I still have a little bit of tenderness if I step up the wrong way, like up on a hill or anything, but honestly it feels more like I pulled something when you work out type of pain. I never got an MRI. I do have an order for one to go to an ortho, and I may still do that just to see if I need any type of physical therapy to strengthen the area or anything like that. I haven't been working out, but I did end up going to clinic 2 days this week, Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm kind of bummed because Thursday was supposed to be my last clinic day, and it wasn't because I didn't go Monday and Tuesday because I wanted to rest my knee to make sure I didn't hurt it further. So I'll be in clinic next week too, but it is what it is. Ended up working out fine. I feel like I'm recovering pretty decently, so I'm very happy about that because I was really, really worried. Now that's not to say that I didn't tear anything, because I mean, I have heard some stories and stuff about people still being able to walk and not having a ton of swelling if they did tear stuff. So I did order some knee braces off of Amazon. My only concern is if they fit, being a plus size person, so we'll see. But anyway, going back to running into subscribers, if you guys ever see me out, please say hi. I love meeting you guys. I didn't get to hug. I told Liz today, I was like, did I mention that her name was Liz? Super sweet. I talked to her on Instagram before, but she was like, I recognized Autumn, and I saw your husband, and I just wanted to come say hi and thanks for sharing your life and stuff. And I love meeting you guys. It's so surreal because I talk to a camera. Normally it's all day long, but on a regular basis I talk to a camera and it just doesn't feel real. Like, I know when I upload, thousands of you guys are real, but it just doesn't feel real. So anytime you guys see me, please, please, please come say hi. It doesn't really matter if I look busy, because I always look busy because I have 4 kids. I'm always talking to somebody, redirecting somebody, yelling at somebody. So just come say hi. Just come say hi. Like I said, I love meeting you guys. It brings me a lot of joy. And I told her, I was like, I'd give you a hug, but I'm all sweaty. She's like, no, I understand, because we had been out at the field. So Emmy had her game, and then we had like an hour break. Maddie was performing at the soccer game before Autumn's, and then we stayed for Autumn's soccer game. So we were out in the heat for like 2.5 hours. It was really dark. I think hot. I think somebody just opened the door. So anyway, I'm going inside. I think we're gonna be swimming and just kind of chillaxing today. I really need to go get groceries, but I just haven't placed an order, and I don't feel like walking around a grocery store. So yeah, there's that. So anyway, let's head inside. The girls did really, really well today. they did a great job. They didn't win. Emmy's team, I told Emmy, poor thing, she's improved a lot. I'm very proud of her. But I was like, are you disappointed? She's like, it was our third loss, I'm used to it. I'm like, oh, I felt bad because they've been hustling and they just haven't been able to get it the last few games. And you know, I told him, I said, you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. And Autumn too, she was super excited. She almost made a goal today. She was so close, so close. She just needed a little bit further and she didn't quite make it there. And she was like, I almost made it. You know, and Autumn's like real dramatic when she talks. I almost made it and I didn't make it. And so it was, she was a little bummed too. But I said, you know what, Mama, it's fine. Y'all won the last game. You can't win everyone. And I mean, you could win everyone. I said, it's fine. And she's like, I know, but and Maddie, their team, they don't win anything. They're not competing against anyone. So she was like, we could have been louder today. I said, you're right, you could have been louder today, but you'll just have to learn for next time. She said, yeah. So that's how that went. So I'm gonna go see how they're doing. And I think maybe they'll want to take a nap because it was a late night and an early morning. Hey guys, I have officially finished clinic. Yay! Now I just have to, I have tomorrow, actually I have one little discussion board or whatever. I have to turn in my hours, and then tomorrow I have my final check off. So they'll email me a patient, like their symptoms, what they would come in, and I have to diagnose and treat them, and I'm done. So exciting, I can't believe it. It's honestly surreal. I still feel like, I mean, because I still have stuff to do. I still have to study and pass boards, but it feels really surreal. So today I just finished up with an orthopedic appointment this morning. I'm healing really nicely, and I really don't think that I'm going to need any intervention other than just like if it starts to bother me, rest and stuff like that. We're still going on our trip next week, which is really exciting. Emmy has no clue, so I can't wait to surprise her. I haven't quite figured out how I want to do everything. So today I'm running a few errands. Like I said, I had that appointment, and I'm at Walmart and I want to get a few shirts. Melissa said that she could try and make some shirts for me. I bought some graphics off of Etsy and stuff, and so I'm really excited. I did buy some shirts from Etsy, but I didn't buy all of them that I wanted, and I don't have the time really to DIY anything, so she's just gonna press them for me, and I think they'll turn out really cute. I don't know when you guys are gonna see this. I'm going to try, now that I'm done with clinic. I still have things to do every day. The girls still have practices and stuff like that, and everything. They still have all things going on. And like I said, I still have a little bit of schoolwork to finish up, but I should be done by this weekend completely with it. So I'm going to try and catch up, because I know I uploaded my knee injury video in between. I still have footage from before the knee injury and after the knee injury that I need to upload. So I need to get that up for you guys. But I did want to pop in and say hello, because by the time you are seeing this, you probably will have already caught up with me. But I am done. I'm so excited, and I'm still torn on when I want to start studying. Originally, I was thinking I would start studying, I would get the program that I'm going to use on a monthly basis, and I would take it with me to Florida. That way on the plane rides, we have a pretty, I have to double check. I think we do have a little bit of a layover, but the plane rides are pretty long. And originally I was thinking, oh, okay, I could study while I'm on the plane, but then I was like, who wants to do that? I don't know. I don't want to, not on vacation. I'm gonna have enough things to worry about, because we're not checking bags and stuff. And so then I was thinking, well, I'm gonna just bring my iPad and finish up schoolwork, but I don't really want to do that either. And so then I was like, maybe I'll bring my iPad and we can just watch movies. I think that would be a better solution. Emmy's gonna have all of her electronics and stuff with her, so that's what I'm thinking. We'll see. I wanted to get another pair of shorts also, and I wanted to make sure that her and Andres had everything that we needed for the trip as well. So I will be vlogging the whole thing. I probably will do a combination of the whole trip, unless it's long enough that I'll need a couple of different days, but we'll see. I am feeling pretty good. I'm very, very grateful. I'm able to walk around. I can't stand for very, very long periods of time without a little bit of discomfort. I wouldn't even call it pain, just discomfort. I can go up and down stairs 1 foot at a time. I can squat like I probably shouldn't be squatting, but I was squatting to do the cat's food and water, and it was fine. And that's very surprising. I was able to get up off the floor from my brother's house the other day. I have yet to put pressure on my knee on anything but the couch. So like, I'm not trying to go that crazy and, you know, like prop myself up off the floor or do like Superman's on my knee or anything like that. So I'm still trying to be pretty careful, but with pushing it a little bit, as long as I don't have pain. And they reassured me today that as long as I'm not having any pain and it's getting better, that I shouldn't, I won't, you know, injure it unless I have a new injury or anything like that. My knee is not completely unstable. I do have a knee brace. I did buy one that has the metal rod in it to stabilize your knee, but honestly, and I did wear it when we were at Costco over the weekend, but honestly, I didn't even vlog that day. What day was that? Sunday. We went to Costco because we need tires on the Pilot. Buy $1,000 for tires on the freaking car, and that's because they don't, when we bought the Pilot, we bought it just barely used. It had like 1,600 miles on it, and they had upgraded the rims and tires, so they weren't the stock tires. So of course we couldn't get, you know, like the $130 tire. It had to be freaking $300 a piece. So actually it was more than $1,000, so it was very expensive for the tires. But it was time. We had already hit kind of like the life of them. We do have a warranty on them, but the warranty does not cover wear and tear. It covers, like, I want to say injury. It covers damage, like if you get a nail and stuff. And unfortunately, we didn't have any nails in any of them, and 2 of them were bald. So yeah, we had to replace them. So anyway, we were at Costco for hours walking around, and I had the knee brace on, and honestly it was more uncomfortable. It was making the area go numb because I had to have it so tight on my thigh that it would hold up on my calf and my knee to even apply pressure, and it was making it go numb, and it was keeping my legs stiff, which was making the joint stiff, and it was hurting even worse. So I took it off and I walked a lot better without it. So not going to use a brace, even though, I mean, definitely use one if you feel like your knee is that unstable. But it's really weird. It's almost like it's internally, that's kind of what it feels like it's internally bruised a little bit. They did all kinds of maneuvers and pushing and pulling and inward and outward. They all have proper names, and those are the maneuvers that I had Andres walk me through. They did them the way that they're supposed to be done, or I walked Andres through them. Like McMurray's, Lockman, anterior posterior drawer test, straight leg, things like that. I was walking him through doing them to see if I could self-diagnose myself. And I never had any pain, and so they did all those today, and she pushed and pulled and hyperextended and flexed and just did a bunch of different things, and I didn't have any pain, none. So she's almost thinking I have more of just like an internal soft tissue, but not a ligament type tear, just because I am still having that like sensation of when I put too much pressure on it, of it being kind of achy. And she said, you know, I mean, I'm a big body to like slam down on my knee. So she said what probably saved me was the fact that I did land on a trampoline and not like on a platform or anything like that. So I won't be going on a trampoline, at least for a very, very long time. I am very grateful for you guys that sent me messages checking on me and little prayers and all of your stories. That's really what made me want to go get an MRI more, is hearing a bunch of people tell me like, oh, I was able to walk, but I still needed an MRI, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I was pushing for. So I'm waiting for insurance approval, but I probably won't get it done until after we get back from Universal next week. So anyway, that's an update on me. What was I talking about before then? I don't even remember. But I need to get into Walmart so I can look for these shirts and see if we need anything else from here while I'm here, and then go home. I haven't done laundry. I'm like so behind on all my house chores because I just have been focusing on resting, recovering, and not hurting myself. Again, I've been real careful the way that I walk and stuff. And oh, Costco, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so we had to replace all the tires, so we got that done. We were there for hours. It was much cheaper than like a discount tire, but it was just such a long process. And we didn't buy one thing from Costco while we were there. Not one. And because I thought we were only going to be there because they had quoted us 45 minutes to an hour, and it ended up being like 4 hours. But if I had known, we would have grocery shopped, but I didn't want to grocery shop because I didn't have anywhere to put the food, and I didn't want it to go bad while we were waiting, and I'm glad I didn't because we ended up being there so long. So we are not, I was planning originally to go Costco shopping this weekend, but since we're not going to be here next week, my mom's not going to be at the house, she's watching the girls at her house, we probably will do Costco the following week, which is kind of stressful because the girls start school that following week. So it's gonna be a whirlwind of the next few weeks, and this is step one. My favorite time of year. Oh, I love back to school shopping. So much fun. Hey guys, good morning. We're back hopefully to a normal filming. I have every day off until I find a job. Well, my job is to be studying, but I don't plan on studying for another week and a half. So I have some time. So we're back to normal filming. That's what I was telling Andres last night. I had such a late night last night. I don't know if because yesterday I just wanted to get everything done. I turned in all of my assignments. I can't remember if I filmed yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, I filmed the day before talking about clinic. So yesterday I had all of my stuff turned in. I turned in all my logs, all my patient write-ups. I did my final yesterday with my instructor. My patient had low back pain, which was super easy. So very grateful. I'm done for this semester. I'm done. I still have to like make sure I keep up with everything in case they add anything on, but I am done and I'm very excited. So today he has to work later, but we're running some errands, a few little things that I need to get done. Like going to the bank. I haven't done my cash envelopes, so I'm like a week behind. So I'm going to the bank. We got some coffee. Haven't got coffee in such a long time. So I always get questions when I order this. This is from Starbucks. I would order it the same way from Dunkin'. If you don't know, a doppio is an espresso, shot of espresso, right, at Starbucks. So I always ask for an iced doppio, a double iced doppio. I've been getting it in a Trenta cup over extra ice because a lot of times they just give you a little bit of ice. So yeah, they have it iced doppio espresso, double iced in a Trenta cup. Very easy, but at Dunkin', I would just say, can I have a double shot of espresso in a large cup over ice? And they always give it to me like this, and I always pour a Premier Protein. Today I have caramel. Okay, I just totally ruined my coffee for the day. Dang it, that did not work at all. I guess the protein was like stuck together and it got all clumpy. That was a total fail. Ruined part of my morning coffee, which I got for free because I got to use stars for it. And now it's done. That stings. Okay, take two because that was disgusting. All that happened was that the Premier Protein wasn't thin. The protein powder in it wasn't mixed very well, so it clumped up, and the second it hit the cold, it just got clumpy. And yeah, it wasn't happening. So went to Dunkin' part two. This is one shot. It was $1.17. So at Dunkin', I typically order two, and it's like literally the whole cup. So I ordered one shot of espresso. I told them, can I have one shot of espresso over a large cup of ice? This is what I got. So this time we're doing the cinnamon roll. I've heard this is really good. A bunch of you guys have told me that it's super, super good. This one looks like it's supposed to. And apparently that caramel one was just not having it. I'm gonna have to check all my caramel ones at home now. But yeah, I've heard that this is what it's supposed to look like, much better. I was gonna be in such a bad mood. I was like, no, total waste of money. I hate that. I hate wasting money. You guys know I'm cheap. So anyway, like I said, I've heard this one's really good. Cinnamon roll. Target had it. Ooh, it smells like cinnamon. So we're gonna give this one a go. Yum. Thank you, baby, for convincing me to go somewhere else. He was like, you need a coffee. You deserve a coffee. We need to go somewhere else and get it. I was like, I'm fine. He's like, no, let's just go get it. Probably because he doesn't want me to complain all day. Ooh, that one's really good. You want to try it?
Sure.
Hold on, one more sip. It's not milk, baby. Ooh, it has a nice like cinnamon roll aftertaste. Sounds good. 10 out of 10. Okay, we already went to the bank and we went to the post office. We're gonna go get a car wash, mama. Pick up some prescriptions. The Pilot needs an oil change, which we're not in the Pilot, but it needs an oil change. Pilot's needing like a lot of love and attention this week. Car wash. And then we'll probably go home after prescriptions. And then I may come back out because he has to get ready for work. Scrubbing bugs. Emmy opted out of the bug scrubbing in case there's spiders. She got scared last time. She didn't be scared. Back home, Everly's taking a nap. All the girls, well, the two big girls I think are in Maddie's room watching TV. They just painted their nails and toes and they waited for them to dry and then they went for quiet time because I needed to get over here and get back on the vlogging game. I edited and uploaded last night and I totally forgot to set it live before I went to bed. And when I went to bed, I was doing my cash envelopes and like making sure I had everything written down to get from the bank today. So I don't know, I have actually my sinking fund update from June. Autumn's down here, you probably can't, I thought she was running this way. So normally if the girls do quiet time, I just hit myself in the face, they'll go into their own individual room. Well, Autumn shares with Everly, so there's nowhere for her to go. So she usually will stay down here and play her iPad or something like that. So it just gives me a little bit of time to come focus on the computer. Whenever Everly's here, I typically don't have a lot of time to come sit over here unless I absolutely have to. Like yesterday, I had to do my final and I didn't have a choice. So the girls were helpful in watching her. But yeah, I edited last night. I was like, I'm gonna get back on the vlogging game. And I totally forgot to upload, or I mean, hit like to set it live. So anyway, I'm setting it live. So there was an early vlog today, yay. And I think tonight I'm going to upload on my hkittyVLOGS channel because I'm behind a few sinking funds videos. And I didn't film this month's sinking fund because it was short and sweet. I didn't even have like, I just stuffed my envelopes for the entire month because this whole paycheck period was a little bit different in the sense that I didn't upload a ton of June, and so I always get paid the month after, and so I just was a little bit more conscious of what I'm spending this month, especially since we have a lot of things going on in August, a lot. So we're going next week. Then we come back, the girls start school. I still need to do shoes and some school supplies. And then the next week we're driving up to the school for graduation. We have another little surprise. And then at the very end of the month, beginning of September, birthdays start. And Autumn has her 5th birthday this year. So we're doing, I'm pretty sure, quarantine birthdays again, especially with the new variant. It's like a whole thing. I don't even want to get into it. My personal opinion is we're vaccinated and we're still wearing our masks simply because unfortunately with the new variant, some people that have been vaccinated are still catching it. So of course their symptoms are lightened, which is great, but it's just, you know, it is what it is. So you do you. I'm just saying what we're doing right now. When we're out in public, it's just really when we're masking, and this whole trip next week we'll be masking as well. But again, you do you, because I mean, I live in Texas, we're going to Florida, and those two states are probably the most open out of everything. But I did notice in the store today, I ran into HEB to pick up prescriptions, and I'd say it slowly, each time I go into the store, more and more people are wearing masks. And I think it's just because the news is out that, you know, the new Delta variant, stuff like that. I mean, it's not super new, but it's like starting to be more common here. Hospitals are getting overflow with patients again, and it's just kind of crazy. So I'm even nervous really to travel next week, but we're going. It's too late now because it's way too close to not go. So we're going. Hopefully, hope and pray everything's okay. But enough of that. Back to my day-to-day life. So I have let so many things go trying to get this school done and just basic necessities like getting the house straightened. And I think it actually in this vlog, and I had to laugh when I was editing it last night. Honestly, when I was watching, you guys probably think I'm crazy and I may even get hate for it, but when I was watching Emmy play, and I have snippets of each of the girls at their games and practices and stuff, and it made me cry. When I was editing it, it made me cry because it just brought me back to that feeling of like how proud I am of them, specifically her, because she's, you know, starting to get in that like tween age, and she's struggling a little bit with her where she fits in and stuff. I feel like a lot of kids do. And so to see her be proud of herself and actually go for something that she's been wanting to do, but the first few games that she played was like just super hard on herself and wasn't, I just feel like she was more embarrassed than anything to like run around, and now she's doing so good. And I don't know, it just made me really proud that I don't even know. And then I'm screaming like a crazy person, literally like a crazy person. And it's so funny because Nin came with us to the games last week, and she was like, oh my God. Like, okay, you do yell, I hear you. My mom, the week before when I hurt my knee, my mom went to Emmy's game, and because Andres had to take the girls to soccer because Maddie was cheering at soccer and Autumn had a soccer game. So my mom helped him split, which normally him and I split, but I was afraid to drive. It was literally the next day after I hurt my knee, and my mom, I was crying on the phone. I was like, cheer for my baby girl. And she's like, you know I will. And my mom, I told Emmy, I said, was grandma loud? And she said, yes, she was louder than you were. And I told her afterwards, after every game, I said, do I embarrass you? And she's like, no. And I know I do, but I know deep down she appreciates like me cheering for her, because Andres is just a clapper. He's not, I mean, you guys probably could have guessed that based on just our personality differences and stuff, and he's just a clapper. He's not like a screamer or holler or anything. He'll he'll say go, you know, go team, or he doesn't even say go team. Let me think about some of the things I've heard him say. He'll say like, get the ball mama, or run, like if one of them has the ball or whatever, run, like that. But that's the extent of his cheering. Clapping is about all you're gonna get. And I am like, I'm probably the parent that every coach hates, to be honest, because I'm coaching from the sidelines, like rebound, hands up, where's your man? And honestly, I filmed so much of that game that I could have showed you how crazy I am, but why? Because you got it from those 3 little clips that I put. You got how crazy I am when it comes to the games. And it's not even that I'm overly competitive. I don't get upset with them. I just want them to know that I'm there, I'm cheering for them, like I'm proud of them. And so anyway, making me choke up. When I was editing, I was crying, and the girls were like, what's wrong? I was like, I'm editing, you guys are growing up so fast. And they're like, oh my God, mom, what is wrong with you? And it's so funny because I remember my mom being like that, and I was like, I'll never be like that. And here I am, just like my mama. So anyway, it's uploaded for you guys. Hopefully you got a chance to check it out. I'm hoping by the time you guys are watching this, I'm pretty caught up and not so many days behind, because this particular vlog is from July 5th through 11th, and we're already here at July 30th. So I'm hoping you're pretty caught up and only a couple of days behind and not 3 weeks. I have the volume turned off on this so that you can actually watch it. This is a cute little video, but anyway, this is what the trampoline park kind of looked like that we went to, except it was dark. And you see these things here, these like platforms. You see how easily he jumps over that? I mean, smooth is an understatement. Look, just like no problem. And that's exactly how I busted up my knee. Which, by the way, my knee is doing, I mean, like 99% better. I can put pressure on it. Yesterday I did notice that I squat down. I don't know what came over me. I guess because I can walk and get around fairly well, that I was cleaning up my garden here that's like turned into a complete nightmare. Half of my plants died in the garden bed, and it just is like the watermelon's completely taken over. I had to snip it. A new watermelon formed. A critter of some sort came and ate part of it. It just has been, I think next year I'll probably just do tomatoes and cucumbers because those are the only ones that I really had luck with. And then in pots, I'll probably try and do peppers because I have got a couple peppers, but again, one of my peppers got taken by something or other. But anyway, yesterday I'm walking around fine, right? Like every once in a while, if I take a step, it's just a little sore. I don't know, it's so weird. I swear, I thought I just blew completely, like I was gonna have to have surgery type of recovery, but my recovery really 2 weeks out has been pretty nice, which leads me to believe that it wasn't as severe of an injury. I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, I walked around just fine, I ended up doing more damage, but I'm definitely not going to be doing anything other than walking. So hopefully, here's hoping I don't damage it anymore. But anyway, I squat down yesterday and I didn't have pain squatting down. What I realized is when I went to get back up, I don't really have that, and my legs are probably the strongest part of my body, but I don't have enough, like I can squat down like this, but I was like all the way down squatting, didn't even think twice about it, went down, and then when I came back up, I was like, oh, okay, not gonna be able to get back up. So I did get myself back up, but it took me a minute, and I was like, dang it, I don't know why I thought that I could actually squat. It just that, yeah. So anyway, other than that, I'm doing good, and I'm really hoping and praying that in the next few days, because we still have 1, 2, 3, we leave in 3 days, that it'll just get better and I'll be able to walk around. Here's hoping. So I'm gonna water my plants. I need to take Emmy to practice tonight and figure out what's for dinner. I can hear the girls playing inside, but my basil plant that I propagated is doing well, but I can't say the same for the rest of my garden. So just got Emmy off to practice. She practices a lot, so she's always super hungry, so I always make sure I have something home. Autumn can get hungry after practice too. Maddie's is not as, I don't want to say athletic, but like they don't do a ton of moves or anything. They just kind of bounce around for an hour. But Emmy and Autumn are physically running the entire time that they're there. And Emmy has practice 3 days a week, so it can be quite a bit to kind of get everything going before she has to go. So I usually have her eat something and then come home and she has dinner, or sometimes she has second dinner. Like she'll eat, are you okay? Yeah. Oh my gosh. She'll eat before she goes, whatever we're having for dinner, and then if I have it ready, and then she will come home and eat more of it. So I always try and make a little bit extra on the days that I know has practice. So tonight, I'm doing enchiladas. I'm trying to use up what we have in the fridge because we're leaving and no one's gonna be here. And so because of that, I don't want anything to go bad. You guys know I absolutely hate food waste. Girls start school in a couple of weeks and we're gonna be going back to Costco. Yeah, they're very excited. I'm gonna be going back to Costco for like a huge stock up haul. And I wanna make sure I have plenty of room for everything and that nothing that I currently have is gonna go bad. So, is Mr. Rover plugged in or why is he beeping?
I don't know.
Is he stuck somewhere? Mr. Rover's been giving me kind of a hard time running lately, so that stinks. But anyway, so I'm doing enchilada. I think I just said enchiladas a few minutes ago. I'm actually doing enchilada pie, which is super easy. Great way to like use stuff up. I had some onion that I needed to cook up, so I just cooked up some onion with some ground turkey, a whole 2 pounds of it. I have some corn tortillas that I needed to use up, and I had some cheese and enchilada sauce. The enchilada sauce didn't need to necessarily be used up, but it, I had it on hand, so it was very easy to whip up this meal, and you can throw it with a side of rice, some beans. This, I probably will side with some fajita vegetables because that's what I have on hand. I also have rice and beans, but just to kind of, like I said, get rid of. I'll have to show you our fridge later. It is bare to the bone. I mean, even our pantry. And normally I don't let any of our stuff get that low because then it's super expensive to stock back up. But it's just how it ended up working out, because I didn't have time to go this last few weeks to like huge stock up. So I was literally doing the bare minimum when it came to groceries, bare minimum. Like I've kept milk and eggs and pretty much everything else I've made them kind of go through, which I mean, it's still good stuff, but like instead of fresh fruit, we've been eating frozen and canned. And so like not the greatest, but not the most awful stuff. And yeah, it's just how it ended up working out. So I like to not have very much left when we do leave, because like I've said before, I'm cheap and I don't like food waste. It bothers me so much, especially in the size family that we have. There's absolutely no reason for anything to go to waste. No reason. You coloring? Yeah. It's enchiladas. Are you excited for dinner? She's doing so good on her speech. I've been keeping track of all the words that she's been saying. I think she's up to like 70, which is crazy because if you just hear her in the background, color, color. It doesn't sound like she says anything but scream, but if you really just sit and talk with her, she has so many words. It's really, really insane. She blew up and she's not even 20 months yet. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna get this going. I had to actually pull some cheese from the freezer, which is my last cheese. I'm on my last of everything. My last freezer bread, my last freezer cheese. I see you. Just like my last of literally everything. So we're making it work. This is what it looks like. You just layer some enchilada sauce, tortillas, meat, cheese. You do it over and over and over again. I think this is gonna be my last layer. What? I don't understand that. Yeah, so really good, super big hit in the house. Kitchen's not perfect, but I just spent the last 2 or so hours binge watching All American. I'm on episode 7, which is insane because I just realized that it came out yesterday. So I watched like 4 episodes yesterday. Did I watch 4? Yeah, 4. 3 today, or 2. So it just started 7. Now I'm going to bed. I didn't get as much cleaning as I would have liked to get done today, but it's fine. It was a nice little break. It really gave me a run for my money, but again, it's fine. They were all in bed. The big girls are having a little sleepover. They sleep in the same room pretty much as frequently as they want, because how is it any different than Everly and Autumn sleeping together? It's not. Sometimes I think that they wish they were bunked up, but I think if they were bunked up, they wouldn't appreciate it like they do. I think Emmy ended up in Maddie's room, if I'm not mistaken. One thing I can say during the pandemic is Emmy and Maddie got really close, and it makes me super grateful, honestly, for that relationship, because at least they have each other, whereas, I mean, really, Maddie and Autumn are closer in age, and they will only be 2 grades apart, versus Emmy and Maddie are 4 grades apart, and Autumn and Everly will also be 4 grades apart, just because of how their birthdays fell. And because Autumn starts kinder really early, she actually starts kinder 20 days before she turns 5, which is pretty cool. And in the state of Texas, to start kinder, you have to be 5 on or before September 1st, and she hits that cutoff right there. So you would think that her and Maddie would be a little bit closer, and Emmy and Everly would kind of be on their own, but no, I kind of lump the big girls and the little girls together, and it's worked out really well. So they have sleepovers, like I said, all the time. They all have early games tomorrow. We have to be up around 7 to get ready, have breakfast and everything. I'm gonna pick up my mom, and Emmy has to be at her game at 8:30. Maddie's performing at Emmy's game, and then Autumn has her soccer game right after, which, I mean, this is, you guys are going to be seeing this after the game and everything, but I have to say, last weekend, as I was hobbling along for Maddie's performance, because she performed, I say perform, but they just do little cheers. She performed at the game right before Autumn's soccer game. So I ran into one subscriber. Hi Liz, if you're watching, thanks again for saying hi. And somebody else messaged me, I think her name is Aura, if I remember right, saying that she saw me at the game, which I think is so super cool. I haven't ran into you guys, and maybe it's just because I haven't been going out very much. I haven't ran into any of you guys in months. I mean, a really long time. And I always get messages here and there that say like, oh, I saw you at so-and-so, but I didn't want to disrupt, and you know, you were with your family, whatever. If you guys ever see me, please say hi. It really doesn't matter who I'm with, if it's friend, family, whatever. Even if I don't look approachable, I promise I am. I'm Chatty Cathy. If you watch my vlogs, you probably can see that. I may not look approachable. I can have an RBF sometimes. Maybe some of you don't believe that. I can. But I promise I'm a super friendly person, and I would love to say hi to you guys. So yes, Liz had messaged me a few times on Instagram, so that was kind of cool. And then to the other subscriber that didn't want to come say hi, I told her, I was like, next time if you see me, clearly our kids are in the same league, so if you see me, please come say hi. I'd love to have a little chit chat and just see how other people are doing. It's like so crazy to me that you guys watch. Then on Sunday, when I was at Costco, I ran into Carol, who I normally run into at Sam's, so it's just pretty cool. And then when I was at Walmart, was it yesterday? Today's Friday, Wednesday, I ran into Erica, who I used to run into at Target all the time. So hello ladies, if you guys are watching, thank you so much for coming to say hi. Like I said, I run into you guys pretty frequently, which is kind of crazy to me because I feel like of the 5,000 of you guys that watch frequently, like that's just such a huge possibility that some of you guys live in San Antonio. Like the probability of that many of you guys being here is pretty small compared to the amount of people that actually watch my video. I could see that people that have, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers run into people all the time, but my little channel is just, it's really crazy to me. And so when I meet you guys, it just makes it feel real to me. Normally I'm just talking to the camera. I you know, interact with you guys on Instagram and through comments and stuff, but when I see you in person and you get excited to see me, like I'm just a normal person. I don't know, it's crazy. So I'm very appreciative. So if you ever see me, please say hi. If you see me next week in Florida, please say hi. I'd love to meet your family. And I mean, it's COVID time, so if you feel comfortable with the hug, we can maybe hug. Normally I hug everyone, but you know, during COVID it's a little different, I guess. So anyway, that brings me to the conclusion of that. We have early games tomorrow, and luckily we'll be done pretty early, hopefully before it gets too hot. I want to let the girls swim. We have something fun planned on Sunday, and they're spending the night with Chubby and Melissa. And then Monday we're pretty much going to be straightening up the house and packing, unbeknownst to Emmy, and getting ready, because I have to pack the little girls too because they're staying with my mom, all three of the smaller girls. So yeah, Monday's just gonna be kind of crazy and hectic, but it felt good today to be able to vlog all day. I really miss you guys, and honestly it just makes me so happy. When I uploaded the vlog today, so many comments were like, we missed you, we're so glad to have you back. And I don't know, apparently there was a couple of ugly comments on there, but the rest must have taken care of them, because when I went to go look at them, I didn't see anything. So thank you guys for those of you that were trying to stick up for me. I don't even know what the case was, but whatever, it doesn't matter. People who take the time to hate on other people's videos are just straight up losers. That's all I have to say about that. I've said it before, and I'll say it for the rest of my life. There's really no reason for all of that. Again, I don't even know what it was, but for all the comments that I did read and I got to respond back to, so many of you are so happy that I'm back, and it makes me feel good to be back, honestly. I really don't know what's gonna happen when I actually get a job in the next few months, because I haven't worked full-time while vlogging at all. I really would have to go back, and I was part-time. No, I did work full-time initially. I was part-time for a long time, because when I first started vlogging, I hurt my back. So I was part-time for a really long time. And then I had couple of babies in there, and I would work full-time during H&R Block from time to time, and then I was doing clinic full-time for free, and it just, I don't know. I've always been able to just juggle YouTube, but I feel like it's gonna be really, really hard to juggle once I actually start a real job. And so we'll see what the future brings. For right now though, I am back and I'm very happy to be back, and I hope you guys are glad to see me back. I really appreciate all the positive feedback and the love and support, all that good stuff. It felt really good. So here's to another day tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today, and we'll see you bright and early in the morning.